Hello, Squad, it's Glum King, and today we gonna be explaining Monkey D. Luffy's Gum Gum Fruit, otherwise known as the Gomu Gomu no Mi. So, I'm gonna be basically explaining like all devil fruits in One Piece, which is gonna take a long time, but it's gonna be really fun too. So yeah, well, not like all of them, but you know, all the main people, and that's gonna take a hot minute anyway. So anyhow, let's get it. Monkey D. Luffy accidentally obtained the Gum Gum Fruit, or the Gomu Gomu no Mi, when red-haired Shanks had it in his possession in a bar, and Luffy was really hungry and happened to eat it because he was really hungry, and he thought it was just some regular fruit. So he was like, let me get some of this. But he made a slight mistake. But it ended up being good for him anyway, because he wouldn't be as strong as he is now, obviously, without this devil fruit. So, now let's get into how the devil fruit works. So, Gomu, or in Gomu Gomu no Mi, translates to rubber. So, Luffy is a rubber man, as you all should know by now. And he can stretch any part of his body except for his hair, which is unknown and unexplained so far in the series. In combat, Luffy uses his Gum Gum, or Gomu Gomu no Mi, fruit in many different ways. It's like stretching his arm back and sling it forward, hitting his opponent, which is the Gum Gum pistol, and he uses it in many different ways. So, all his attacks are named after firearms and guns, because it was referring to back when Luffy was a kid and talked to Shanks. He told him that his punches were strong as pistols, hence the Gum Gum pistol and all the other techniques like Gum Gum bazooka, etc. Luffy's devil fruit is also a paramecia type, which is a devil fruit that can manipulate their environment, their body, and produce substances, which we have not seen Luffy manipulate the environment, but we probably will see that, or maybe see that, when he gets his awakening, and we have not seen that yet. So, and that'll be a whole nother video topic. Also, regular attacks do not work on Luffy. As an example, when Alvida at the beginning of One Piece smashed Luffy on the head with her giant iron mace, it did absolutely nothing against Luffy. He's like, ha, that doesn't work on me, cause I'm rubber. Because since he's rubber, his sensitivity towards, physical attacks and pain are greatly reduced. So he does, of course, get pain from physical attacks, but you have to be stronger than like the average person, or very strong, stronger than Luffy, for it to work. Otherwise, if you're just an average dude on the street, your punch isn't gonna do anything to Luffy. He is also immune to lightning because he's rubber, and lightning does nothing to rubber if you didn't know. Just like when he went against Enel or Inaru in the dub, and Inaru tried all his attacks, it did absolutely nothing to Luffy because he's a rubber man. So he was like the perfect person to fight Enel, of course. And Luffy is also bulletproof, as we've seen in early One Piece. When people shoot Luffy with bullets, they just go in him and then fling back out. Like as we first saw when he was protecting Zoro when he's about to get executed. Now to get into transformations for Luffy, which the first one is Gear Second, or Second Gear, as they say in the dub. Anyhow, this transformation was first shown in the fight against Blue Note in the Enies Lobby arc when they're trying to save Robin. And basically how it works is Luffy beats his heart faster and speeds up the blood flow in his body, and he moves super fast, and his attacks are greatly increased in power as well, and he's a lot stronger. But it only lasts for a short period of time, and after he's done using it, he's burnt out and can barely move. It's very similar to the Kaioken in Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball. And also steam comes out of his body, and his skin is really shiny, as his appearance when he uses it. His strongest ability or attack in Gear Second is Jet Gatling, as he uses against Rob Lucci. He also puts Jet in front of every single attack. Just like he says Gomu Gomu no, or Gum Gum in front of every attack, he goes Gomu Gomu no, Jet Gatling, or Gum Gum, Jet Gatling, and says Jet after every move. Next up is Gear Third. Gear Third, it was also first seen in the Enies Lobby arc, but the first time it was ever mentioned in the anime or manga it was used off screen because Luffy used it to take down a gate and he yelled out Gear 3rd, but we never actually saw him do it. Anyhow, how the transformation works is Luffy bites into his thumb, he blows air into it, inflating his fist, but it's just not like flimsy like a balloon. It's very strong and firm and compressed with air, because not only does it have bones and skin, it has air in it, and it's double powerful, and it's a lot stronger than any of his attacks. It's a lot stronger than Jet Pistol too, or any of his other attacks in that form, but it's a lot slower, the obvious downside. He can also transfer the air throughout his body using his torso to other limbs, so if he wants to use it in his foot, or if he wants to use an arm, he transfers it. But afterwards, when he's done using it, all the air comes out of him and he is shrunk down to a like Luffy Jr. or a smaller Luffy, which is a side effect. But he only had that temporarily because after the time skip, he learns how to use 3rd gear without shrinking, so he trains and learns how to use it better. Also in 3rd gear, Luffy says Gigant before every move, as in Gomu Gomu no Gigant Pistol, because it's giant, which is what Gigant means, giant in German. Also, his strongest technique in 3rd gear, the Elephant Gatling, which he uses against Hody Jones and the giant ship Noah in the Fishman Island arc. It also is a very destructive move, but it takes a while to start because you gotta get 2 giant hands full of air and armament hockey coated around them. And the last and final gear to date is Gear 4th, which is his gear that he's used against Doflamingo in the anime and manga. So basically, he coats his arm in armament hockey, he bites into it, blows it up, but even more than the last time, but then he transforms himself differently. Instead of having all his air in one arm, he distributes it out throughout his body, making most of the air into his torso while equal proportioning out the air in his arms and other body parts. But he doesn't have much air in his legs at all, and that's why he never stands and he just jumps. That's why this form is also called Bounce Man, because he bounces. He literally cannot stand, he just bounces, as you guys should know. It is also the best transformation so far because it's basically Gear 2nd and Gear 3rd into one, because it has air with armament hockey and speed. So it's strong attacks with speed. Not too fast, not too slow. The special abilities of this gear is flight, twisting his arms in different directions in mid-air, as seen when he would try to punch Luffy. Luffy would dodge his punch, but his punch would keep on coming after him, almost like a heat-seeking missile. And also using his arm or limbs as a spring, as you can hear or see in the anime and manga, his limbs would slowly tick and get shriveled up and release like a spring into his opponent, which was Doflamingo. And it was pretty effective and cool technique. And his strongest technique or attack in 4th gear is King Kong Gun, which he used to finish off Dofi or Doflamingo and literally split the city in half. His final transformation is Tankman, which is only in the manga right now, but it's basically 4th gear except when Luffy eats a lot, because Luffy ate a ton of biscuits, he got really fat, he went 4th gear, and he mainly uses his stomach as a weapon, because the other parts of his body are small, but his stomach is huge, ginormous, and he uses his stomach as an attack. And his only attack so far in Tankman is the Gum Gum Cannonball. For the Gum Gum Cannonball, his opponent will attack him in the stomach, of course, because it's so big, and then he just shoots him back out. His stomach is also very powerful and basically impenetrable, and it's very powerful. It can fling almost anything away out of that big old thing, so yep, that is pretty strong. Yeah, that is about a wrap of Monkey D. Luffy's powers of the Gum Gum fruit, or Gomu Gomu no Mi. We'll of course see more powers later and hopefully see Luffy's awakening. That's about a wrap. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed. Smash that like button, let's see for 10 likes, comment, and subscribe. This is Lump King, and stay fresh.